And I want to apologize for being late too. Hi Jeff, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. See, we only got one person here. We'll see how this works out. I know it was supposed to be earlier, and then I didn't. I put out a video, a short yesterday, just explaining I screwed up and I didn't set up the live stream. So I had to wait because YouTube makes you wait 24 hours to be able to live stream. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna wait to see if more people come in here. Hi, 12 Stones. How are you doing? I saw that you called to 12 Stones. I was uploading a video on my phone, or not uploading. I was downloading, and it didn't work. Hey, Kim. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Oh, we got 6 people in here now. But yeah, 12 Stones. If it's cool, can I call you after my live tomorrow night? Would that work? Hi, Sandy. How are you doing? I'm glad some people were able to come in, and I want to once again apologize about the. Oh, you were driving right on. Yeah, I'll give you a call tomorrow then. Hey, Heather, how are you doing? I appreciate you. You got 7 awesome people in here. This is weird. It's like, it's going backwards because I know most of you guys, I see you guys on my backwards mindset. So to have like a smaller group in here right now, it's wild. It's different. It's cool though. Got to start off somewhere with this. And I know this is different. We're not going to be talking about the backwards mindset stuff here. We're going to be talking about paranormal stuff, creepy stuff, spooky stuff. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll be talking about at some point Bigfoot. I got a cool message the other day, and I can't remember what it was called, but there's like this paranormal convention in like Kentucky. And somebody's going to be sending me the information for that. So I may be taking a trip down to Kentucky at some point to go do this, the Scare Fest, yes. Which I think would just be awesome. So I think that'd be something fun to do. Because as of right now, I'm not planning any. Hi, Melissa. How are you doing? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, Jeff. But I wasn't planning on doing any videos, and I think I'm gonna work videos into it. I got some ideas for some stuff where I could go, some people I can talk to, and I think that things will evolve as it goes. So I don't want to like say like I'm never gonna do this, but this is the first one. I might try to do this. Right now, I will let everybody know ahead of time. Let's see, Robert England is the main guest at Scarefest this year. Oh, that's cool. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's been on Coast to Coast before, right? As a guest. Am I think so. But anyways, yeah, this could evolve. I don't want to say no to anything. You never know. What could happen or how it's going to grow or what's going to be going on. Kane Hodder. That name, see, that name sounds familiar too. So I've Coast to Coast. I do love. That's something that my buddy Frank and I, we watch regularly, we don't watch. We listen to regularly while we're fishing. So when we're out at night fishing, we got that on, and we'll be listening to that. So. Original Jason. Now, right on. But yeah, I'm really excited to be doing this. Was a little nervous. I know a lot of the talk got brought up on my other channel, and I wanted to separate it, kind of keep it away. Hey Cheryl, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, so that's why I decided to do this. And it's not going to be. You're not going to get a whole bunch of posts regularly. There's going to be a lot of lives. A lot of talking. Now with what I was going to do, I was going to make it able, and I'm going to do this in the future, can't do it tonight. Oh, I got what you were saying, Jeff. Um, yeah, but I'm not going to be able to do it tonight because of the whole thing with getting the live streams set up, and it takes 24 hours. I didn't get to use StreamYard. When I use StreamYard, I will be able to bring people up if they want to. They can come up and talk to me on panel, and we can chat about stuff. So I think that will be fun tonight. We'll see what we get into. I'm just going to keep tonight to an hour. It's the first one. So I want to get just kind of a feel for it, see where things go. If you guys have anything that you would like to talk about in there tonight, I was going to stick to spirits. Hi, Marion. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. That's where I was going to start off, and then just kind of go from there and see where it goes. But you guys can, if you want to if you bring something up in there, we'll talk about it in the chat. Right now, like I said, right now we're at the lower numbers, so it's great. It's a little easier for me to read everything and respond, and we can talk about anything. But that's kind of where I wanted to start tonight. I've had some things happen to me in my life. Amanda has, Darcy has. I've never heard Aiden talk about it though. Hi, Cabin Fever Soap. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. So it'll be kind of neat. I just, of course, I just ask that everybody's respectful to everybody when we're chatting, because that's what we're here to talk about, strange stuff. So, listener stories emailed to you might be good too. And yes, and that's something. What I'll do is, I think I put it in one of the other videos that I put out before this first live. No, and so Mary, actually there was one recently, and I'll explain that. I haven't even talked to anybody about it yet, but I did have something. Maybe that's what I'll get into tonight. I'll talk about the newest one. Been watching scary movies all day. No, I don't want to go to bed. That's funny, Melissa. I've spent all weekend at the fair with my son, who is a psychic medium. Oh, that's awesome, Kim. That's cool. And we might get into a little bit about that too. I have gone to a medium before. After my stepbrother passed away, I went and did that. So there's a lot of stuff. I'm sorry if I kick the tripod. I got it sitting really close to me so I can have the phone closer to my face so I can read the comments, because Mrs. Backwoods is in bed right now, so she's got her phone in there, or she's in the bedroom, I should say. Don't know that she's in bed, but do you believe we communicate with spirits? I believe that you can. I don't think that everybody does. I think that your brain has to be on a certain wavelength. The way you think, I think that you have to be open to it. I believe that if people aren't open to it, that they can't. Now, like I said, I did have something strange happen in this house, and it was the first time in, we've been here 4 years, be 5 years soon. And I did have something happen, and like I said, I will get into that here in a little bit. I think I'll wait probably a couple more minutes, just talk about some stuff, and then get into it. Vibration. We've had we might even get into like how animals, with spirits, we could talk about that sometimes. I got tons of ideas for this, and the idea, I came up with the idea, and my buddy Frank, who is also into the paranormal, like I said, we listen to Coast when we're out fishing. He's gonna be doing some lives with me when he's available to talk about stuff. So we're gonna get in on that together. Aliens, I'm sure we'll get into. There's everything. We're gonna be nailing it all as we go along. And as we get to know each other. I know a lot of people, and it's nice because a lot of us already know each other. So I know the names that are in here. And that's exciting. It makes things a little bit easier. Like I said, I just wanted to try to keep this away from my other channel because not everybody feels the same way. And this is something that's just a completely separate thing. It has nothing to do with my other channel. So that's why we're doing this. Now, there's a lot of things that I'm excited about with this. And I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of talking, and I can't wait. And I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't have StreamYard set up so I could have other people come up, but let's do a ghost hunt in Ohio. We could do that. I think that would be a blast to do. I think it would be neat to try to get a group to possibly do that. There's a lot of haunted places in Ohio. I know that. I mean, there's literally tons of stuff. I have a lot around me, just in general. Marion Eastman knows. We have the Franklin Castle, which is, I don't know. I'm trying to think how far away it was. It's pretty close though. It's not too far away, but if you want to, you could look up the Franklin Castle in Cleveland, and there's some interesting. I'm trying to put something behind my back here. In Manchester, the what prison is that? Amanda, what's the prison that does the haunted, where you can go stay in the prison?
What's the what?
The Ohio State Reformatory. That's the one, right? Yeah, I think so. My city has haunted walk with 13 points of interest. That's awesome, Heather. Wichita Falls, Texas. There's a lot of places here, and I've heard that too, Melinda. Ohio State Reformatory, and that's, yeah. There's a haunted walk in Gordon District that should be starting soon. Huh, that's interesting. Mansfield, yeah, that's what I was, Marion, that's what I was thinking of, the Mansfield. Oh, okay. That's awesome, Cheryl. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'd like to do. And sorry if the phone's bouncing. It's a new Mansfield, correct? Yeah. Hi, Kickapoo Crafty Cat. How are you doing? Haunted Prison Hotel. That's awesome. Yeah, so Mansfield, I think, is the one that you can actually stay in. They charge, like, you can do it as a group rate where you can stay in. They do like a pizza party too. I've talked to some people about wanting to do that before. Hi, Tim Windsor. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you being here. Oh, Carrie just came in too. I was just texting back and forth with Carrie a little bit ago. She's one of my fishing buddies. But yeah, so I'm hoping that this is going to be interesting for people, and that everybody. I'm trying to make this so that everybody in here feels included. And of course, you guys know as things grow, it gets crazier and crazier. So let's enjoy it while we can when we have the smaller numbers in here, so that we can get to know each other, especially the new people. And if anybody in here is new, I love when people do say hello and introduce themselves. And Tim, we appreciate you being here. That's awesome. And we're glad. And I'm glad, Tim, I'm glad that you talked, because I want people to be able to interact with this and talk and put out their views and what they think. The sinister side of backwoods, yeah. I have some haunted stories to share later. Awesome, Tim. So tonight, and I'll let you guys know. Oh, Ottawa, Canada. Okay, I'll let you guys know. So I told everybody before, this is probably only going to be, the first one's going to be like an hour. Okay. I think I'm going to do one once a week, probably on the weekend. I'm going to try to start them earlier on Sunday. And I'm going to be doing them on StreamYard. So if somebody would like to come up and talk, I can send you the link for StreamYard. I'll post it in the chat. That way you have the link, and then you can come up and we can chat, and you can come up on panel. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I don't have that set up today, like I said. Natchez, Mississippi. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Walter Job Jr. I kind of like the late night time frame. It seems to fit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go that much earlier, but like a little bit. Like I'll probably start them at 9. Like tonight I started at 9:50. It is what it is, but and that's my time because I'm Eastern time zone, so the Burns family. I'm gonna have to look that up. That sounds interesting. I watch a lot of movies in that style with the haunted, where families were murdered. And I live in Delaware, have a lot of haunted places in Maryland. Also, I am good friends with the owner of Chesapeake Ghost Tours in Maryland. That's awesome, Tim. That's super cool, man. That sounds like a good person to have as a friend too. And it never fails. I think you guys can hear the airplane going over. So we're just keeping that theme going across all my channels right now. But so I'll get into recently what happened, and give you guys a little story just to kick it off here, because I've Token Plains. It sure is, Marion. I'm sure you just heard that too. Marion's actually one of my neighbors. She lives a couple streets over. So Marion's a great person. If you don't know Marion Eastman, go ahead and say hi to her. Oh, that's crazy, Kickapoo Crafty Cat. Yeah, where I grew up, we didn't have a whole lot of that. It was pretty, I think there was like 25, 30 years in between like murders in the town I grew up in. But now I'm sure it's a little more prevalent with living in the city for now. But, and some of you will know that what I mean by that, but I hope that it does get a little crazier. I think it'd be fun being in the country to do some of this stuff too. Hi, Eileen. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the button, guys. This channel in its way to making good. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, so I was going to tell you, let's hear. Linda, do you mean the Atlanta couple? And you guys can keep talking in there. I'll try to read as many of the comments as I can if there's anything. Oh, here, we got Tim said, he left a big comment here, so let's get that in here. Used to have a spirit living in my current home. Had to ask them to leave peacefully. I used to refurbish antique furniture and brought some, oops, I hit a button. Brought some spirits home with me. Well, that's really neat that you, that you work with antique furniture too. That's pretty cool. Not that you brought spirits home. And my thing is they don't bother me. But the recent thing that I had happen was I was actually down, I was cleaning the basement and had the vacuum down there. Now my basement, and some of you guys have seen it on my other channel, that I have it partially finished, my basement. One side of it's finished, other side of it's laundry room, storage area. Well, I got done vacuuming the finished side, and I went over to go over, and I was vacuuming up the floor on the unfinished side and sweeping it and doing this and that. I was getting ready to mop it. Well, I'm just checking the quote, checking the comments here. I went and was vacuuming, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw what looked like a female over to the side, and I thought maybe it was Amanda, maybe it was Darcy, and I turned off the vacuum right away. I thought they were saying something to me, and turned around to leave. So I stopped vacuuming immediately and went around the corner, and nobody was there. So I went back and looked on the other side because our basement loops. So there's a wall that goes down the middle, and there's a door here, and there's a door here. I was on the back side. What I saw was on the front side. So I thought maybe they went around this way to come in front of me, and there was nobody there. And I went up, and we have gates going through that we use to block off my wonderful dogs. That we use it to kind of just control the area. Like if we need to move them to one side to the other, it's easier to do that sometimes when we're doing stuff. But came up, their gates were closed. Amanda was in bed. Darcy was in bed, and couldn't find anything. And that was so. With that, that was it. That's all I saw with it. Now I didn't feel scared. I wasn't nervous. I mean, yeah, it kind of gives you the chills a little bit when something like that happens. I'm not a person that easily gets scared or afraid of things, but that happened, and It didn't feel bad. People got kind of mad at me after I did and I'm sure some of you remember. I did a funny video on my other channel, and I used a Ouija board. And I didn't really use a Ouija board. I was messing around. It was a cheap one that I got from Toys R Us. And everybody told me to be careful. So if anybody sees this, they're probably going to say it had something to do with that. I don't believe that it did. I was actually talking to Carrie recently, and we were talking about some things, and I've never really felt threatened by anything ever. I mean, I'm sure that there's some times where people do. I think I've been lucky that I haven't. And I think a lot of you guys know me, and I think some of that might have to do with faith, just in general too. Not a female, actually, having faith. But I'm just going to tell you too, this drink, okay, I've been drinking a lot. I'm sorry I'm getting off this, but I need to let you guys know. Walmart has this great value drink mixes that are sugar-free. And this is the cherry one. And I'm not a really big cherry fan, but this stuff's delicious. I just want to tell you that. But yeah, that was the one thing. The only thing I've had happen in this house. We had, and I'm gonna save stuff. I'm not gonna give everything all out all at once. Marion, yeah, that's where I'm at too. And I'll get into some stuff, and I'll talk about it tonight about my stepbrother. I'll get into that a little bit. There was a lot of stuff that I had going on, and I might actually get into that when I have Mrs. Backwoods here, so she can kind of explain and back things up on how serious the situation was when I did have the visitation from my stepbrother. But I will get into a little bit of that. Yeah, so Tim, I get that, and I do agree about the Ouija boards. I wasn't actually using it though; it was a prop. It was just kind of sitting there, and I was talking about it, and it was literally, I mean, it was like a comedy prop. I do know that you need to be careful. I get that. I've never actually used it. It's always just kind of been a prop and just kind of been around. But I didn't have any problems after. But some people did get really offended that it was out, and I understand, to each their own. That's the way things are. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it was Poppy. Yeah, Poppy, I agree with that. I know exactly what you mean. Exactly what you mean. And if I missed anybody, oh, hi, Sandy. How are you doing? I think I missed you, Sandy. I can't remember. My mind's going crazy. I can't believe we have 21 people in here right now. That's crazy to me. with it being on the smaller, on the channel being on the smaller side, because I've had on my other channel I've had tons of people in there. But we had let's see here, Carrie just sent a message here in chat. My house has a spirit that made itself very known, but wasn't mean, just loud. I asked it to not spook me or my kids anymore and to protect the house from things I can't see. Haven't had any problems since. And that's cool when people have stuff like that. And everybody knows that, and that's not the way it goes every single time. But that is very cool, Carrie. And I hope that it keeps working, and that is protecting you. Darcy, when she was younger, was very sensitive to things. And I maybe even have Darcy, I don't know, she gets a little shy about it sometimes, about talking about it. And it's fine. I don't mind. Yeah, I understand. She just doesn't like talking to it. Talking to it. Talking about it. But regularly. But she had some experiences when she was younger, and I did too. Mine stuck with me my whole life. Eventually we'll probably get into things that happened when I was younger. Today and we're going to be talking about everything, and I can't give you every single story in one night, or I'll never have anything to talk about. And I don't think that I would, but and that's right. Sometimes, Tim, you're 100% right. I agree with everything that you said, Tim. You're a smart man, and I'm glad that you're in here chatting, man. It's always nice to have new people, and even though this is a new channel and a new chat we're doing, it's nice to see new people and interacting. That's fun. That's fun for me. That's fun for everybody. But yeah, that was my latest thing, was the seeing that in the basement. I haven't told anybody about it. I think I might have told Amanda a little bit about it because I thought it was her. I asked her if she was down in the basement. And I would have heard everything closing because I don't know. Some people might have seen in some of my other chats, I do have gates, like I said, going through. They're like the child gates to block things, but that's awesome, Tim. That's super cool. I'm glad that it did. Um, yeah, and if you know anybody else that's interested in this kind of stuff, send them on over. Everybody that's in here now, this is because I do have another channel that is an outdoors channel. I do hunting and fishing and stuff, and that's a not a large, it's a larger channel. And a lot of the people are from here that came over. But like I said, we're glad to have you here. And if you have other friends that you think might be interested in this kind of stuff and just talking and chatting, and we're all friendly. So, and most people in here can vouch for that. Safety and validation, and that's a good point. I do believe that. I think, and when I'm talking about stuff, I'm talking about spirits. I'm not talking about demons, which, who knows, maybe we'll get into that talk sometime. I separate them, and always have, as spirits being on the good end, and demons being on the, of course, not the not so good end. So, but I do believe that you are right. They need that validation, or they need to closure, stuff like that. Um, have I ever experienced anything while fishing? I've had odd things happen while I was fishing. Nothing that I've seen. I've had more feelings, intuition, stuff like that happen. More feeling like I'm being protected than something there for me to see, that it was there to protect. And I have felt that before, especially with a lot of night fishing, being by myself. A lot of people, they'll say, "Oh, it's because you were alone and it was dark out." But there's times where you just know, and you can tell when you're out there, that there is something that is protecting you or keeping an eye on you, or however you want to look at it. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I've had a lot of weird stuff happen too. But those are all things that we'll probably get into later going on because I didn't even prepare any of that, and I'd have to really go back because I don't want to lie. I don't want to make up a story. Um, and Melinda, you're 100% correct. It could have been. Now the places that I fish usually aren't in bad areas. Um, there was a time recently that some people saw in one of my videos because I kept looking, but mine is the hair like on my arm, getting the goosebumps. I get goosebumps real easy. I had a spirit in our house. My wife and I both saw it. The mama cat would look at it, more to the story, but when the mama cat left, we never saw the spirit again. And that's that was something that I thought about bringing up and doing a whole thing just on animals, and how they react. And like right now, I got my two puppies right next to me, and they're asleep, so they're very comfy right now. But I do believe that animals have that sense and can sense things when it's going on. We've heard the cats in the basement, and they there's been times, but I haven't. Like I said, I've never felt familiars. Yeah, I've never felt threatened ever, and I know my kids haven't either. I'm glad that you like it, Carrie. Um, yeah, but I can kind of give you a little bit background because I said that I would talk about my stepbrother a little bit. He passed away 10 years ago. Me and him were best friends, extremely close, um, and he blood sugar, her meters just let me know that her blood sugar might be going a little low there. So we'll just have to check on that here in a minute, or I'll let her know. But it's not real low. I can actually see her. It shows me on the thing on my phone. It's letting me know that her blood sugar's changed. But yeah, my stepbrother and me were best friends, inseparable, and he was someone who I saw regularly from the time he passed away, and going so on. It's slowed down over times, but anytime, and it's funny that that went off because I'm a diabetic as well. My daughter and I are both juvenile diabetics, and some of you guys know that, some of you may not. But whenever I had a really bad problem for years with my blood sugar going low, and I noticed it stopped so much when I got my dogs. And I will read, Tim. I will read your comment here in 1 second when I get done with this. But and that's when I got the dogs. It slowed down. But anytime I would have a low blood sugar, and that was my thing in the middle of the night, was low blood sugars. And Mrs. Backwoods, she'd have to call the cops regularly. And we'll talk about this more. I'll get into some of the specifics with it. I'm not going to tonight. I'll just kind of leave it as a cliffhanger. But that way Amanda can back me up on it and tell her version of the stories of what she found. But I just heard a weird noise. But yeah, he would come, and more or less I would see him, physically see him. I would hear him, and he would rescue me. And like I said, we'll get into that with Amanda one time. I'll have her on, and we can kind of talk about some of that stuff and some of the experiences that her and I have had together in the past 15 years. What we've seen, what we've had happen. There's a lot of stuff just different, not always necessarily scary, but different. I know, so could I, Tim. I'm going to go back here. My two dogs would always stare down the hall and hinder back when we saw shadows down the hall. Could see like an outline of people walking in our hall. That's interesting. These dogs, I've seen them do similar. I haven't ran into shadowy figures. That's not something that I've had much experience with, but I am interested in hearing about it when people do have stories about that. That to me, that's interesting. And I will, if you go back in as long you're subscribed to the channel, you can go back and see the videos. In the description of one of the videos, I put like the email address for this channel in it. So if you want to email me there with a story, if you'd like to be a guest and come up and we could talk and chat, we could do a whole, just me one-on-one with somebody else. I do plan on, like I said, I do plan on doing ones with other people where people can just come up if they want to, and then I can bring them in, which I think will be fun. But yeah, that's I got to leave a little bit of a cliffhanger there about that, just because I want to include Amanda in that, and I know Amanda's sister, who I don't think has been in any of my videos on either of my channels. Amanda's younger sister. I've talked to her before, and she said that she would like to do a live with me. And Amanda and I and Amanda's sister lived in a duplex before Amanda and I bought this house. And she was our upstairs neighbor. And we have some stories about the last place we were in. That's going to be it's probably going to be a longer than a 1 hour live when we do that. That one's going to be fun. That house. Darcy? Darce? Just so you know, sweetheart, your blood sugar's an 85, okay? It's kind of dropping a little fast. Sorry about that, guys. I have to keep my eye on my baby girl. Gotta make sure Darcy's okay. Let's see here. And but that's interesting, because I've never had the shadow thing. I've had a lot of what I've seen are usually people that I have known, relatives, people that are close to me, where I've actually physically seen. I've had other things where it was glimpses, little things, like what I saw in the basement last time kind of reminded me almost of what I saw in our old house, which is interesting. But I think it would be very odd if something came from the old house and it was 4 years before it decided to make itself known, or I should say herself. I don't know. I don't know if it, and there's a gazillion different things, because I haven't seen anything since. So it could have, there's other things that it could be. There's always other things it could be. Sometimes I think that it's working to see if there is a reasonable explanation for what happened. That I know what I saw. Could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, sure, but yeah, Gary, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. And those are things that, it's just like when I saw that, I had to look. I had to go see. I had to see to prove that that's what I saw. I had to make sure that the gates were closed, that they weren't open. I knew when there were 3 gates that were closed, nobody came through here. So it's to have that proof, and it's not that I don't believe, but you never know. Did I just see something? Like, was it just my eyes? Was it the shadow of a cat? Like the light was hitting the cat, and you wonder things like that. Now I know what I saw, and after I saw everything else, it let me know that that was something that was maybe trying to make itself known. Once again, I finished working in the basement. I didn't feel threatened. It didn't come off as threatening. It seemed smaller, which most of you guys know, Mrs. Backwoods is smaller. I don't want her to kill me when she sees this, or if she's watching it right now, that I called her tiny, but Mrs. Backwoods is of the smaller variety of humans. My blood sugar, was it? I don't believe that it was, but anytime I get done working, I'm usually like on the lower end, which is something. And Marion, you are right. Yeah, her blood sugars are usually pretty good. That's why we have the continuous glucose monitoring, because it sends me the alarms when something happens. So, like, it happens every 3 minutes. So if she drops down again, it will let me know. Right now, she's at an 85, and just based on the way her blood sugar usually goes, it should be going back up. But you guys do know that my buddy Brian, Wander Arts and Adventures, he did pass recently. He was not a tiny girl though, so I don't think it was him checking in, unless he was really playing a prank. But I do miss him a bunch, and I wish he would show up. But yeah, so there's that. I have I have lost 2 cats in the past 2 months. Both of them passed away. Amanda's aunt passed away in the past month or 2 months. It was kind of all just boom, boom, boom. I guess that was probably all before I went to. 81 Dars. Just keep an eye on it. It's funny, her blood sugar will go and then it will go back up, but I know she's up because I can see it in her room from where I'm at. But yeah, there has been quite a bit of death lately. Maybe he will. You never know. I hope that if he does, and I'm sure he's listening to me right now, he's probably watching this because he would. That's when Brian would be watching this. I hope that he. Did you guys just see that? Tell me you guys saw that out of the corner. Did you see that, like right over here? I don't know. I don't know, and I'm asking because I don't know if my eyes are just playing tricks on me. But did you just see that over there? Anyways, I'll go on. If you guys saw it, let me know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again. I hope that he will give me some kind of sign or do something in a video or live to let everybody else know too. I thought I just saw everything over here flicker, and it could have just been my eyes, but wasn't sure. Of course, it was when everybody was looking away. That's why I'm glad that this is live. Hi, Roberta. How are you doing? It didn't flicker over here? Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought it did. I thought the light, because there's a lamp right over here, and I thought it flickered. I'll show you real quick. You saw the flicker? See, I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. I just thought it was funny that as soon as I started talking about Brian, the light went like that. But who knows? And it's there. Oh, okay. So you did see it. Um, yeah. So that was wild. It was a quick flicker. Okay. Okay. I'll have to go back and rewatch. Kind of makes me smile though. Anyways, but and I wish I could remember who it was. I did a Christmas video with Darcy last year, and everybody's saying hi, Brian, if you're in here, man. Yeah, you want to do something to say hi back, go for it, because now's the time. Um, but we were doing a Christmas video, and somebody was talking about all the orbs that were flying around in my video, and it was different. It was more than fuzz, because it would like pause and then it would jet real quick, and it was middle of winter. We don't, I Northeast Ohio, it's cold. We don't have a whole lot of bugs going on even in the house, but I mean they were like all over the place. It's happened in quite a few. It's happened in videos in the basement. So yeah, there's a. But that's when that was brought up. That was when the idea first got into my head that I would do something like that, and that might be something that we'll talk about at some point too. Is orbs? What are your thoughts on them? Does anybody in here right now? Does anybody have any? Ever see them without it being on film? Like, have you ever had that happen? That's those are all things. All this stuff interests me. Um, I can't wait to get into the real spooky stuff. I'm thinking about doing a Halloween live. I know we're coming up to like the last 15 minutes here. I've had some wild experiences. Art, take two. Okay. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna do one, and I might actually. I don't know. I kind of stopped doing giveaways on my main channel, so maybe I will come out with a shirt for this channel. Maybe do a little Halloween giveaway, and I am. Um, I'll have some information on shirts coming up with my other channel soon, but okay, Roberta. So there was a little flicker, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I thought I saw it out of my periph over here, um, but I wasn't sure. So I'm kind of, I kind of want to. I can't when it's over. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna have to rewatch it and see what I can see there. I've seen a lot of pictures that had orbs. I see those at Xmas you were talking about. Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was. I think it was me and Darcy doing live, and there were a bunch of orbs that were showing up, and that was pretty cool. Um, that just to see, I don't know being honest, I don't know a whole lot about orbs, but oh yeah, 100% Poppy the Control. I have, and that's what I always worry that when I now there's and I have a feeling that everybody that's in here is has the same feelings about or similar feelings about things, not the same, similar, we'll say, that I do about this kind of stuff. Um, so talking to you, it's a little different. But when other people, when you tell them that you've heard voices before, they look at you like you're crazy, and I'm not. Well, I may be a little crazy, but I know what I hear. But yeah, yeah, I don't know, and I'm being honest, I don't know a whole lot about orbs. I've heard people talk about them, what they think they are, and that's cool. You know, um, a lot on the, um, you know, you see on those ghost hunting shows. Um, you know, and what are your opinions on the ghost hunting shows? What do you guys? I'd like to hear that. Your opinions on that. What you think of those shows? Poppy the Good Troll. Yep. No, I think, and I think it depends. Not all the time. It's not regular, but it's been situational. I have. Some are fabricated and some are very real. I heard orbs are tied to Sasquatch. That's interesting. Sasquatch will be fun to go over. I didn't get to do when I was in Oklahoma recently. I didn't get to do any Bigfoot hunting. Um, just didn't plan for enough time for it. I really wish I would have, um, but there's always next time. And Ohio has a lot of sightings too. So yeah, that's Mr. and Mrs. Walter Job Jr. Yeah, I agree. I think you can tell. Orbs are electromagnetic energy. Okay. Fields that contain angelic energy. Okay. See, and this is neat because I get to see other people, you know, and of course I'll do more research on it because I want to learn. But this is cool that I get this information, you know, in here. The Ohio DNR did a whole series on Sasquatch in Ohio. And I think I do remember that. I'm really surprised. And I'm a little ticked off. Okay, I love Oklahoma, but I'm a little ticked off that Ohio hasn't gotten a Bigfoot hunting season yet. But just so you guys know too, this is just the first one, just to kind of Darcy's blood sugar's going back up, so we're good. Yeah, and I think I hope that this works out good for everybody, and I hope that I can come up with, you know, like I said, I'm going to do this once a week. I think I was actually going to do it less often, but I think just with seeing that I've had a good amount of people in here and people are interested, that it makes me feel like I could do this regularly. I will of course leave everybody in the loop. We have an annual meeting, I think, in Hocking Hills. See, I know that's Hocking Hills because you said Hocking. Um, okay, I think that would depend on the color. Okay, that's interesting, and that makes sense too. Yeah, that's kind of what I think that was. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm glad you found us too, Tim. It's nice to have. Like I said, it's always nice to meet new people. Everybody in here knows. A lot of these people, like I said, I have another channel that's all outdoor stuff, but a lot of the people that are in here came over from that, and those people know I genuinely love my subscribers and love talking to people and just hanging out. You know, we're coming up to the last like 5 minutes here, and I've had a blast just sitting here talking with y'all and getting to know you guys a little better because we've never had these kind of conversations before. You never believed in it until you happened. And that's what it takes sometimes. It takes stuff happening for people to believe. And that's okay. You know, you get to a point and then you do. That's cool. I made an oopsie there. Sorry, everybody. I personally think they are orbs And past spirits. Okay. Yeah, see, like I said, I don't know a whole lot on it. Um, and I'm sure, that I'm sure the theories on stuff, they can change depending on, because you're almost I mean, it's like borderline like science stuff too. I meant oh, okay. Um, but yeah, I think it's all very interesting, and there's always something to learn and look into, and that's what I'm excited about. Is we might be learning stuff together. We might be figuring stuff out together. We might be able to help somebody else out or explain something, or just hearing stories. And there might just be people in here that just want to hear stories, just want to get scared. That's fine too. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome here. I don't turn people away. There might be people in here that are just curious, and that's okay too. Yeah, yeah, I agree, Carrie, about quantum physics. Understood. Yeah, and that's the thing. Well, I mean, really, with when it comes to stuff like that, none of us, you know what I mean? Like nobody knows for sure. Nobody knows why stuff happens. There's theories behind everything, and that's what's neat about this is people can talk about their own theories, and nobody's gonna know if they're right or wrong. It's just they know what they've seen or what they've experienced. And that's what's so cool about this is that people can be, we can be friends and talk and chat and oh, that's wild, Melinda. That's wild. That's a wild story. And if Melinda, if you ever want to talk about any experiences, anything too, that'd be great. Let us know. That's great to hear, Wayne. I appreciate it, man. Go ahead and talk in here too. Like I said, if you go back to the older videos, everybody that's in here, if you could go in there, my email's in there. You can shoot me an email. I'd be happy to talk. I try to email back when I can. I beeping. Um, yeah, and that's what I'm excited to hear everybody else's experiences too. Um, Paranormal is my jam. Like I said, I hang with lots of intuitive people, and I am studying lots of different things, but I love to study of squatches and aliens. We're going to be getting into that too. Now, aliens, I love, okay? And my buddy Frank's also another big squatch and alien fan. So we're gonna have times where we're into that. It's going to be all over the place. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be what you guys want to talk about. If there's something that you would like me to talk about, or for us to talk about, put an hour into 2 hours, whatever you want. Shoot me an email. Give me ideas, and we can work on that. We can talk about that. And if you want to be somebody that comes up to talk about it, we can do that too. That's fun, Carrie. Sometimes I feel like an alien. Paisley, would you like to say hello to everybody? Come here, sweetheart. You want to come here and say hi, everybody? Come here, babies. Do you guys want to see my dog? Come here, Paisley. You gonna be shy? Come here. Come here and say hi to everybody. We're getting ready to get off. Oh, she's not gonna do that. I'll show you her though. She wants me to pet her belly, don't you? Anyways, just introduce you to my dog. But we got about another minute here. Like I said, I'm going to keep this one to an hour. We'll get into more next week. Just wanted to give you guys kind of just a feeling of how this is going to go. We're going to talk about more. This was me explaining stuff. And I'm sorry, you guys must like listen to me talk because you're here. I know, I got to pet the belly. That's right, Kim. I agree with you too. Oh, thanks, Marion. I appreciate it. Paisley is ladylike. She's just laying there smiling right now. She sits there, she takes her paw and she goes like that, points it at her stomach though. But anyways, I do want to thank you all for being here, spending the first hour with me. We're going to do this again next Sunday. Now that I'm set up for the live, we don't have to wait for stuff. We can get on, we can get going. Next week, I imagine. Oh, and Tim posted the email. Did I miss it? But I do, and thank you, Tim. And Tim, thank you for being in here. Everybody that's new, Wayne, thank you for being. We have stories from Desert Storm. Best emailed, I think. Wayne, email them on over, bud. If you go, like I said, if you go back the emails in the old one, it's I saw. Looked like Tim said that he posted my email, but I'm gonna get going here. We'll see you next week. For the people that are subscribed to my other channel, Backwoods Mindset, that's my live that I do with my wife for my outdoor stuff. We will be live tomorrow. So I'm so glad that you all could be here. Thank you so much for spending the time. Next week, we're really going to get into stuff, and it's not going to be explaining because we got all the explaining out of the way now. So you guys are in for it. Now you're going to get real stories, and we're going to get real deep in some stuff. So just so you know, next week you will have the opportunity to go live if you want to. There's a button you can do so you don't have to show your face if you just want to talk. If you don't want to, you can always just hang out in the chat. I'm just going to put that option out there for people. Like I said, I want it to be interactive. So love you guys. Have a good night. And I'll see you in the next one. Leave me some comments if you want to talk about stuff or shoot me an email. Bye, everybody.